Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. Sorry for the audio the last couple episodes. Somebody asked what was wrong with the audio and I didn't hear it. And then last night as I was editing, I heard all the like spiking and cracking. And I think so one of the knobs got turned. When I'm working down here, when I'm doing projects, this stuff, the soundboard, which I haven't shown you in a while, the soundboard and this microphone, I made a shelf underneath of this table. This table's on wheels because I move it around to work and use it on the top surface for work. So those things go on a shelf and it must have just got messed. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. How's today? I'm really distracted today. Today has been a really kind of one of those days where I was super distracted. I had a very hard time focusing. But the good news is I ended up using the day to do a whole bunch of random tasks that needed done. And days like today are perfect for that because I can just kind of like bounce from one task to the next as my brain processes what's happening. And I've taken on I shouldn't say that. I'm doing a little bit more website stuff at work as far as we manage a couple hundred websites for our school districts and such. And that position is currently open. I think they're going to post a job. I don't know. And the assistant to that position is out this week. So I was like, well, I'll do some work today. And that ended up being a big rabbit hole to jump down because there was a whole bunch of issues that I had to straighten out. And I got all that fixed and working. So that being said, I kind of just bounced around all day. Did little bits of SQL. I wrote no code today. It was more or less just fixing a bunch of little fires, putting out a bunch of things, answering emails, helping customers, helping coworkers, that sort of stuff. But the big thing that I wanted to say was the lawsuit, the court summons for my past due HOA fees, this sort of thing. I've got to speak to the lawyer today. As the lawsuit claims, I owe $386 as an unpaid lien, which was filed last year in my local, I don't know where that's recorded. So there is a $386 lien against my house. And somebody had mentioned like maybe the HOA was trying to force me out of my house or buy my house on the cheap. No, because they could have filed this as a foreclosure against the $386. And they didn't go that route. They just want the money. And not only that, this thing says that we owe $386, including all additional late fees and assessments between the date of filing, date of judgment, plus court costs, attorney fees, which amount in total to less than $10,000. It was significantly less than $10,000. I talked to the lawyer today, and he totaled up everything from the original letter drafting to the original filing for the lien, to this filing, to his time for the writing of this letter, all that stuff, registered mail, yada, yada, yada. He has a running total for all of that. And basically the HOA was like, we'll take like half of that. And that's okay. And I thought that was really, like, what? You know, they just want the money. They just want their dues. And I'm like, the part that's frustrating is, maybe I wasn't completely forthcoming in the original complaint about this. They did notify me last year that there was a lien against my house. I told them that this was the first I was made aware of it. They said, well, we've tried to contact you. Nobody ever showed me letters. I have no knowledge that they tried to contact me. Let's put it that way. Had stuff been received and been kept hidden from me? I don't know. I can't answer that question. But what I do know is I was completely unaware that this debt was owed until it was presented to me last year as a lien against my property. The way that I understood it at that time was a lien against your property is just a lien against your property. And it just kind of stays that way. I asked for clarification on what I needed to do, and the answer was I needed to speak with the lawyer. Somehow I confused that as they needed to speak to the lawyer and then get back with me, and then I never heard anything again. And of course, the way that my life runs, everything just kind of goes bonkers. And this all happened, I want to say, about this time last year when soccer was kicking off and all that sort of stuff. So it kind of just, it just kind of left my mind at that point. And the next time I heard about it was when they filed a lawsuit against me. They sued me for the money. And so, you know, I've never denied the fact that I owe money. I'll pay the money. It's no big deal. The frustrating part is, yeah, I guess it is my fault. It's completely my fault to 100%. I can't say it's not. That the money was never paid initially, that I didn't respond to the lien notice, that I didn't pay the money. But the fact of the matter is, nobody ever asked. And I guess that's not their problem, right? Like, I use that a lot with other people. Like, if I ask when I want to receive something, and that's not necessarily legally how it works. Had they sent me an invoice at any time during the past year, I would have paid this. I would have paid it off. Maybe I couldn't have afforded, at that time I definitely couldn't have afforded $386. You know, so maybe I would have sent them a couple of checks over a couple of months or whatever, but I would have paid it. But it's my fault for letting it go, and I get that. So I'm more than willing to pay, you know, I don't even expect them to eat the court costs or eat the lawyer costs. Like, that's not fair. You know, the fact of the matter is there's past due HOA fees. It needs to be paid, and they're willing to work with me on that. So I'll pay it, you know, and I'm thankful for that. But I've been sued now, so that's good. I worked it out with the lawyer today. I'm going to take him a check this week, and you know, he'll file for this to go away, essentially. And the lien will go away. All that stuff will get handled. It'll just go away, and that's all I can ask for. So, not a huge deal. It's going to end up costing me like $800. Okay, no problem. Significantly more than if I'd have paid it last year, but I didn't have the money last year. So, my bad. Yeah, it was a good day. Despite owing money, it was a good day. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being really wonderful people and amazing friends, and I appreciate you very, very much. And I hope I'll see you again tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from sciencelab.uscb.edu. Can lizards grow back their tails? Limited regeneration of limbs occurs in most fishes and salamanders, and tail regeneration takes place in larval frogs and toads, but not adults. The whole limb of a salamander or triton will grow again and again after amputation. In reptiles, chelonians, crocodiles, snakes are unable to regenerate lost parts.